into the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Project Runway, season 13.
Yes.
Part 1 finale. And tonight is just me and Amanda.
Hey guys. I can't even talk because you know what? It's going to be an awesome recap. And we're just ready for finale part 2 already.
I know. This was like the biggest, longest teaser.
It was a big tease with no big finish.
I know. Nobody got eliminated. Usually they do that. They're like, oh, do like a last minute, one kind of outfit, and then, you don't get to show, and then there's all these tears. I thought
that, at the very least, they would keep us guessing, thinking that there might be someone eliminated, but Heidi just straight up is like, as you know, no one will be eliminated tonight.
I know.
Like, aw.
Womp womp.
Yeah. Sucked the energy out of it a little.
But, I think once we get to the end, we'll see there was still a lot of tears. So.
A lot of emotion always goes into the finale of Project Runway because I feel like when you put together this incredible collection, it's almost like giving birth to something new. Like you've been working on it and it's been growing and building, and finally it's like showing it to the world.
Well, and you've competed against all these other designers just to get there.
Yes.
And so you're finally getting to
And it must be awkward though to be backstage and you're part of the real Final Four. And then you have all these other designers that are not, and you have to pretend that it could be anyone just so no one knows, because it showed like 4 or 5 weeks ago in New York. So they have to deal with making sure that the audience, the public, doesn't really know who they are.
Yeah, because they do have all the decoys.
Yes, but I think people that have been fans of the show for a long time and people that love fashion, they will be able to tell just by the clothes.
I went online today and actually I looked at some of the other collections, and they just aren't up to par with the other people, and you can absolutely tell if you have an eye for fashion. So
like Miss Virginia.
And you.
Oh, thank you.
Well, you have the insider model info,
Sometimes I do have the scoop.
Okay, so we are just going to get right to it because they get right to it, and they get whisked away to Rome.
Yes.
Lucky them.
Rome if you want to, or if Tim Gunn tells you. They have $9,000 to make 10 looks for their finale collection and only 5 weeks to do it. This season has been like the 1-day challenge and the 5-week finale. It's a little bit like, okay, you know how those retailers like Forever 21 and H&M, they call them fast fashion, and it's almost like they want Project Runway to be fast fashion. And fast fashion, it has a place and a purpose. And let me tell you, I found a lot of cute little pieces from those stores. I'm not hating on it. I'm just saying when you watch Project Runway, you're looking for something new, something that we've never seen before, an innovative look. And I feel like when you push them to go so fast, that it's just never going to be as much of a wow moment.
Yeah, I completely agree. And then the construction just won't be there. And, like the whole thought process. I mean, they get to go to Rome to be inspired. But then, like we were even talking about that. Like, is that the place you go to get inspired for fashion? Like, I don't know. I would prefer Paris or London. Or, even in New York, it's very inspiring. But they've already been there.
Or if they're going to go to Italy, go to Milano.
Right?
Hey, that's where I went when I was starting to model. And it's a very inspiring place. I mean, very interesting men there.
I was in Milan for Men's Fashion Week.
Yes.
Hello. There was beautiful men everywhere. I was like, what is going on?
There's beautiful men, but there's also the strange men on the street going,
Ciao,
Ciao Bella.
Yeah, everywhere you go.
All day, and you're just like, thank you, but no.
Yeah, not interested.
Yeah.
Yeah, Italian men or something else. I completely forgot about that. But
yeah, it's an interesting group.
An interesting breed.
But you know what? It was such an incredible place to be. And okay, so my first thought when they said they were going to Rome was, oh my goodness, are they going to do a moment of Audrey Hepburn and Roman Holiday? Because in that film, she has a whole transformation. She starts out as this amazing princess who has to deal with, you know, people asking her a lot of questions all the time in the press, and it's a lot of pressure on her, and she finally has this breaking point of, I'm just going to do what I want to do. So she escapes the castle or wherever she's staying. I don't know if it was a castle. I watched it a few years ago. I have to watch it again. But she goes out on her own. She goes to a hair salon. She gets the stylist to cut it off in a little chic bob, and he doesn't want to. He's like, no, you cannot do this. But she insists, and so she kind of gets to go incognito. And she dresses in, like, cute casual clothes, stuff that she would never have to wear for her, like, role as the princess or her job as the princess. So then she, like, ends up meeting these two men that, like, help her out, and they kind of secretly know who she is, but they don't want to tell her that they know because they want her to, like, feel comfortable around them. So yeah, they take her around Rome and show her around, and she ends up, you know, falling for one of them. And it's just an amazing, beautiful piece of art to look at that film. And so Rome, of course, you have been to Rome, Virginia, and you were telling me the Trevi Fountain, the Colosseum, these sites are so moving and incredible. How did it inspire you?
Well, you know, I went there several years ago when I used to live in Europe, so I would go there all the time. Like, anytime people would fly into Germany, you know, it was like, oh, well, let's do the Rome, Paris, London. Like, those are the three staples a lot of people like to hit. But, you know, every time I went there, it was just so, like, I mean, it was just so beautiful to see things that had been around for so long, you know, coming from America, where it's like, okay, things have been around a couple hundred years.
Yes.
You know, then to see, like, this Colosseum, like how Tim was saying that they would fill it with water, and then you can, like, go actually through the bottom of it and, like, just see everything where people walked, like, thousands of years ago, you know. So I really liked how Sean had said, you know, he was really inspired by the whole, you know, Caesar was walking there, and, you know, that's where he was killed. And I just didn't feel like everybody got that same inspiration.
It didn't. This is the thing about tonight's episode for me. It didn't hit the designers in a way that I wanted it to.
Right.
I felt like they went there and they were just, like, jet lagged and, like, whatever, I'm just gonna draw some sketches.
Well,
like,
and Kini was like, oh, well, you know, like, this is something I've always seen in the movie, you know, but it's like, what are you taking out of that, you know?
Yes, what are you gonna absorb?
Right, because, like, if, as we see later on, Sean, like, he makes this beautiful Grecian Roman dress, you know, like,
it looks like a statue.
Yes,
and
exactly.
I feel like Kini, he went to Rome, he went back to Hawaii and made the same clothes that he was already making in New York.
Right.
Nothing translated.
Right. And, you know, and they go to, like, the Pantheon, which, you know, I mean, there's just so many beautiful things that they saw, you know, and I do think Amanda saw a lot too, because, you know, like, you can definitely tell from the pictures that she took, you know, it translated into her designs that she made, you know. And then I was thinking about, like, the cuffs that she made. Those were very,
the jewelry,
you know, like,
that
Romanesque.
she made they were all so stunning. I felt like they were the pieces that were so, like, inspired from Rome, because I think she took them from photos of, like, an archway and different buildings, and they were like eyeballs.
Right. Yeah.
Not eyeballs, like a whole eye.
But I mean, that's what you would see, like, in the Pantheon, you know. It was not Christian. It was, you know, that. So I definitely think she got it.
And
you know,
Sean got it.
And Sean got it.
Char didn't seem to really go the direction either.
Well, and they went to Bali. Was it Bali or Bali? the fabric store.
Valley.
And so, you know, I was surprised more people didn't get fabric there. Like, why wouldn't you get Italian fabric? Like these beautiful...
Like, this is what the show is trying to get you to do.
Right. And I feel like Tim, you know, really... like has held Char's hand through this all. He basically told her, like, you need to get this fabric. Like, if you don't get this fabric,
you're making a huge
mistake.
Yes.
You know, and he really didn't do that. And Kini was like, well, you know, I don't want to get stuck on anything. It's too early. But I mean, imagine if he would have gotten like a beautiful flowing fabric from Italy, how different his collection might look.
I know, because as we see, it looks kind of heavy. And I don't feel that Rome is heavy at all.
And they're doing, like, if we think about this, they're doing spring 2015.
Yes.
Like, what about a whole denim collection is spring?
No. And it's not that people don't want to buy denim in the spring, but not that denim.
Or that much.
No.
Like, that's like a Canadian tuxedo.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that was what I was trying to think of. But I want to ask you another thing. Because I feel like, even though Rome has all this history and incredible monuments that you want to get inspired by, I'm sure at night when the sun goes down, there are a lot of interesting places to go that are more modern and interesting people watching that happens.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm sure there's spots in Rome that are very fashion-y and a place to sit and see people walk by and what are they wearing and how are they styling their hair. And I feel like they didn't even get to do that.
Well, I really hope they did, because that was part of the beauty, I believe, of Rome, was like, it's very romantic. Mm-hmm. You know, like they have all these outdoor cafes that you can sit and people watch. And,
yes,
you know, they have these like beautiful Spanish steps where, you know, just everybody goes at night. And, you know, and they light up all of their fountains at night. You know, and people, I mean, it's like people like to get dressed up and go out to dinner. And, you know, I just feel like it's a very romantic city that nobody got that from. Like, how did they not get that?
I don't understand. I feel like it's like they went there, but I don't know. I think maybe these designers, they're on a certain level and they're doing well at the level that they're in. But I feel like on different seasons of Project Runway, and not even on Project Runway, but just watching designers in general, there's a different level of showing at New York Fashion Week in Lincoln Center, Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week, versus, you know, the designers that are kind of just out of fashion school and they're trying to put together a show.
Right.
And that is just how it works, like with experience and seeing the world in a certain way. And I feel like this group of designers, they were not all able to absorb the inspiration and translate it into clothing. Maybe they were inspired personally in an internal way, but it wasn't expressed in the fashion how I was kind of hoping it might.
Well, and then, like, I mean, I was just thinking of, like, you know, like you think of Valentino, like these beautiful fashion houses that they have
from Italy,
mm-hmm. that, like, that, how did that not inspire them?
Versace.
Right, exactly. Like, these are all the things that are running through my head. Like,
Missoni.
You know, they have all of these, you know, fashion houses. I don't remember what the street
Alberto
is.
Ferretti.
Yeah, but they have this one avenue where, like, all of the beautiful fashion houses are. Like, why didn't they go there?
Hello.
You know, like, looking for inspiration.
I feel like this, for some reason, I don't know what happened with the editing or the production. Something got mistranslated, because I feel like with this episode, it was like, okay, you're going to Rome. Best Western, best Western, best Western.
Right.
Look at this luggage from Toomey. Oh, look at what, you know, it's like, you guys are missing the whole point. Like, of course you need money to produce a show. Of course you want to have a sponsor. That's a given. But it's like, here's the sponsor. We're going to Rome, back to their hometown and going to New York. It's like, you guys didn't... I wanted the whole episode to be about Rome.
Yeah.
Because they could have included some of the family stuff, you know, maybe towards the end of the episode. I don't know. You have a 90-minute episode. I think as a viewer, as a TV viewer, they had this like big build up to going to Rome, and then they went there and I didn't get like a big payoff from it.
Yeah. Well, I just don't know where it translated. I think it was very lost in their designs. But okay, we could go on about that forever.
Okay.
So let's go. So then next we see, after Rome, we go straight to Hawaii, where Tim gets to meet Kini's family, and he gets to see all of, you know, like his collection, which he called Park Avenue Princess. And, you know, Tim actually liked it. He said, you know, he sees where he was going with it, and they don't really, you know, talk too much about it. The next thing we know, Tim is, you know, at a luau, and
he's doing the hula. And that's great. I love that part. But seriously, Kini, that was too much denim. And I do like the pleating technique. It's like Issey Miyake. But Issey Miyake did it with silk. Not denim, okay? Like there's a point when it was a little overworked for my taste. Just overdone.
Well, and we see him, like, when they're leaving, you know, the last look that he made, he simplified it, and the judges were like, oh my gosh, Kini, this is where you need to go with this. You need to simplify it. Mm-hmm. And then he goes and gets completely back off track and is doing this super detailed, fussy, like, I don't even know.
Overworked.
Like, why do you want that many pleats in anything? I don't know. It just makes me think of my Catholic schoolgirl skirt. You know?
But I'm sure the Catholic schoolgirl skirt had better proportion.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
And so that's basically all that goes down in Hawaii. Then we go to Detroit, where we meet.
All that goes down in Hawaii.
I mean, I love Hawaii. There's nothing wrong with it.
No, but again, I think this show, they're like missing something. They're like not giving us the meat and potatoes.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they always do the home visits, so we're used to that.
We're expecting something new, guys.
Yeah. So off to Detroit.
Yes.
And you know,
Tim Gunn sits down on a picnic table by the river.
Yeah, and we hear this, you know, really heart-wrenching story about Char and her family.
Yes.
Very, very sad.
And how she was basically raised by her grandmother.
Right. Her mother abandoned her. Her father was in jail. So she was raised by her grandma. And
what an amazing grandmother, right?
I know.
I mean, with
so
a big
sweet.
heart, and just, that was beautiful. I feel like I might cry. It's just like, okay, that is what we want to see. Like, please tell us more. You know, I don't know. I want
Amanda's having a moment.
I'm having a moment. But I love that Char has made it this far, and we got to see that about her family. I mean, that's so interesting, and it makes me look at her in a different light.
Oh, I do want to go back to that then. Speaking of Char, you know, one thing that really stood out to me was when they were in Rome, you know, Tim Gunn kind of was like, hey, you know, you're the only one that hasn't won a challenge. How do you feel about that? And I kind of thought that was like a jab at her. But then, you know, when they have the one-on-one session, she just straight up asks, like, why did you save me? You know, like, I still don't understand it. Nobody else kind of understands it. And, you know, he's like, I just see something in you that I think you're still working towards. And this is going to be your grand finale is, you know, where it's going to be. And I really thought that was just so sweet of him. It
was really sweet, but I do feel earlier when they were all eating dinner together that he did ask that because he was kind of made to ask it. I think a lot of the things this season have popped up for Tim Gunn to say that he may not have originally wanted to say, like in his own human nature of his way. But I feel like the producers say, make sure you ask this, but he does manage to do it in the Tim Gunn way. Right. Which he always prefaces with, you know, I say this with a lot of love, but. Right. And then he says, but yeah, I think he was saying, you have so much more to say. You have so much more to say as a designer. And I think this is the chance to say it. And you weren't finished, like you said. So. Yeah. Screw Karina. Oh. I cannot wait to see that reunion next week. Oh, it's in 2 weeks. Oh, in 2 weeks. Yeah, yes, I know. You're right. It's going to be good. I want to see it so much that I want it to be next week. I know. But, me too. Okay. Me too. But we have the finale. Yes. Okay. So, you know, we see Char's looks. I actually didn't mind some of them.
I was not a fan of that black and white cocktail dress or the blue one that Tim said looks like birds.
Yeah, the one, it was this like black and white houndstooth type tweedy. No, not houndstooth.
It wasn't houndstooth.
I'm sorry, that was the wrong word. It was like a tweedy fabric that looks like it was meant to be a coat. But Char has taken into making a body-conscious dress and then a body-conscious gown with weird little appliques of blue.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense together.
It looked like Big Bird, but with blue. That's the kind of like feathering it had.
And who wants to look like that when they're trying to go out on the town? I don't want to. I'm sorry.
No, I definitely think that this is where the problem with them not getting inspired by Rome is. You know,
Rome was not in that dress.
No, nowhere.
And Rome was not built in a day. Listen to that, designers. No more one-day challenges.
I know, right?
Rome was not built in a day. A dress cannot be built in a day either.
Yeah, it was pretty atrocious. So I was kind of underwhelmed by Char. Then we go on to Nashville. And we see Amanda and her husband, Will.
And her husband just, you know, relaxing on the porch in the little porch swing in the South.
It looked really cute, really cozy.
What did my mom used to say? She would say, oh, we're just having a little visit. We're visiting.
Sounds like my grandma.
Yeah, we're just...
with some sweet tea.
Oh, some sweet tea.
That's making me thirsty.
Oh, I want some sweet tea.
Yeah, so we're in Nashville, and Amanda has a really cute little workspace, and you know, Tim really liked what he saw. I really liked what I saw. You know, she has all these interesting prints that she made and jewelry that she's working on.
But then she had this crazy fabric on her work table that looked like the Muppets.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on with that.
Or a sock puppet.
I'm interested to see where that's
Did
gonna
she
be
want
in the collection.
Did she want to make another top that looked like the canvas from the painting that she found in storage?
Oh, yeah.
Because that could be cool, but that fabric, it ain't.
Yeah, and I think she got some fabric from Rome too, and that brown, which I hate brown for fabrics, but it looks beautiful.
I like a good taupe. No,
you know, I just think of like Target khakis.
Oh,
but she does a really good job of making it not look like that.
Are you talking about the? Well, we'll get to the looks, but the skirt.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she does a good job, but you know, I just like it just makes me think of like flesh tone leggings, which is never a good look on anybody.
Oh no.
You know, so yeah.
Okay, but if you're gonna use brown, it's more of like a personal thing, like your skin can't go too close to the color.
Right, and I think you get away with it because you're a redhead and you're fair skinned.
Because I'm really pale.
Yes.
So I can wear like a nice chocolate color.
Yeah, but if I do it, I just look like a big piece of poop.
No, never.
Not really.
Do not say
but you know
that.
what I'm saying? Like it's just like brown on brown. I have brown eyes. Well, they're hazel. Dark brown hair. You know, like I'm all
beautiful eyes,
skin,
beautiful hair.
But it's just like the colors of poop,
No.
like all mixed together.
No.
That's why I don't like brown.
Newsflash: Virginia Reyna Dunne hates brown fabric.
I do.
For life.
I do.
Don't buy her a brown dress.
Or like a brown jacket or a brown dress.
Don't
Anything
do it.
brown is just out for me.
What about shoes? Would you wear
Well,
brown
I have
shoes?
brown shoes.
Okay. She'll do the shoes, but that's it. That's where she draws the line, everyone.
Yeah, it's difficult.
Okay, well.
And then we're going to go to Brooklyn where we see Sean. And
Brooklyn in the house.
And he's Skyping with his parents from New Zealand because, you know, he just moved here from New Zealand.
Yes.
And he's living out of, I'm sure, a tiny little box apartment.
Yes.
So he had to get his own little design studio. And, you know, Tim gives him rave reviews. I loved what he was doing. He seems to have the most fun with it.
Well, we love some of what he's doing.
Some of what he's doing.
Some of it, I was so relieved that Tim Gunn got to visit Sean. This was the most interesting at-home visit because it actually changed his collection the most. I feel like some of them, okay, they took a little bit of advice from Tim, but this was the one where Sean almost had 2 collections, and he was saying, this is like normal clothes, and these are the fun clothes. And Tim was like, well, you should get rid of the normal ones.
Like, who wants normal clothes on the runway?
Well, that's what I've been saying all season. I'm just... I digress.
Yeah, but and and he was the only one that actually had a story. He was like, I like this because this is the story of when Caesar gets killed, and this is like the blood that comes out of it, and so it's really interesting to see his story. Like he actually has a story. He's not just like Kini and like, oh well, this is my bitchy Park Avenue princess. Who wants that? I'm sorry, nobody going to Fashion Week wants that.
No, I agree. I think when you're describing your woman, like, I think I would ask any designer, like, who is your girl? Who do you envision wearing this? And if the word, itchy with the B in the front is part of the description, I don't think that's good. I think you should start from a place of loving the woman that you're designing for instead of like, oh, she's just a rich witch bitch.
Yeah. Because, then you're just going to be in, like, Bloomingdale. Which is good still.
No, I don't think so. I think you have to have even more of a direction with it because that's too general.
Yeah.
Park Avenue, whatever, that's too general. You need to build this woman's life out a little bit more. Create this world for her.
Yeah.
From waking up to going to sleep to going on a trip. What is she going to wear?
Yeah. I completely agree.
I could talk about this a long time, all day.
You could, but we are going to continue on. We get back to the workroom, and Tim says that the judges want to see their designs. They're going to choose three looks to kind of show what their collection's all about. And of course, everybody's freaking out, which I don't know why they're freaking out. It's the day before Fashion Week. If you don't have 3 pieces to show, you're kind of up a creek anyways.
I don't feel like they were that freaked out, really. I think it was mostly just Amanda that was kind of like, how do I choose 3? I've told a story with all 12. But 10. It's really... Oh,
we're
10.
Down to 10.
Oh.
They only gave them 5
I feel
weeks.
like they usually do 12.
They usually do 12.
Okay.
But this season they're doing 10. But yeah, just pick 3,
Well, and I feel like it's good that they chose the 3 that they chose because you'll see that some of the pieces actually get dropped.
Yeah.
So maybe this is the perfect time for the pictures.
Maybe. Okay, so these first 3 looks we have up are from Amanda. And, I have decided I like Amanda this season. At the beginning, I was like, I don't like her.
I think Karina was a bad influence on her in the beginning.
I do too.
They were like a little team.
They were a little team of meanies.
Yeah.
And then once she was gone, it was like, okay.
She's like, actually, I'm not that kind of girl.
She's like, I'm actually not that mean.
Yeah.
I was bullied into being mean. Okay, so, we're just going to go, I don't know. How do you want to do this?
Oh, well, we have our little runway rundown, and I'm going to I guess I'll just speak about each outfit, but
okay.
The first look, I feel it's a little too trendy, but it is on the right model. I feel like the model is making it very strong, and it is a fabulous use of jewelry. I love the choker necklace.
Okay. Just go ahead for all 3 years because I just did the collections. Okay,
so the middle look, I thought it was a bad slit. I thought, it doesn't sit well. It's too wide because a slit should just be like a little peak, and this is just gaping. I also think it's a sloppy hemline. And the last one I feel is the only really one that speaks to me. It's very stunning. I love the color. But again, I don't know what this collection is really saying. But I love when we get to look at the jewelry and then I kind of get it more.
Yeah, I kind of just talked about the whole collection. I thought it was a little bit of a trashy tribal look.
Oh, especially the middle.
The middle one. That's basically the one I was talking about.
It's because she has a deep V and then a V on the bottom.
Yeah. It's like all
arrows point to the vagina.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. But
lots of V's.
I really liked the last look, and she said that was her finale piece. The jewelry is beautiful, but why are they all maxi dresses? Like, can she not do pants? Can she not do separates?
Or a little pair of shorts or a cocktail dress?
Something. Anything else.
Yeah, Nina Garcia even mentioned, okay, peace and love, hippie girl, we get it. You don't have to have that again and again and again.
Right. So, but overall, the judges seem to like her direction. And, you know, so we'll see next week where this is going to go.
And Heidi said she wants to buy all of her clothes. However, they do want to drop that middle look, and I agree.
Yes.
You do have to let it go.
Up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hack it up, baby.
On to the next one.
Sean's.
This was my favorite.
And I have to say, I love the styling on the models. It's very cohesive and very modern and sleek. So with all these looks, the first one, it is a Roman statue. He did go on a Roman holiday. And I love when she turns around and that's little Papa Orange in the back.
You know, I just realized it's probably because he got stabbed in the back. And that's like the blood coming down.
Et tu, Brute! Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Doesn't that make so much more sense
my
now?
God.
Epiphany.
This is a good moment. I am feeling it.
Because I was like, why is there just like this
little
thing
piece of orange in the back?
But then it like he brought it back to the blood. So.
But it's a good use of orange and not just red, because red might be a little bringing it down. Okay, so the second look is a whole different direction. Sexy chic. It's a Heidi Klum look if I've ever seen one. And I love that plunging neckline. Very sexy. And I didn't even know that it was a jumpsuit until they talked about it. I have a lot to say about this. I'm sorry. I'm going on. But I'm not sorry because I love it. This last look is happy, and it's also reminiscent of Clinique Happy. Those commercials from a few years ago, because the perfume was in an orange bottle and the models were always wearing orange. So I was like, there's the Clinique Happy Girl. But I love the surprise twist when she turns around and the shirt has that cutout in the back. And it's on the perfect skin tone. The crisp white on this beautiful dark skin. I love it.
Yeah, I really liked this, you know, little peek of his collection. I thought it was sexy and sophisticated and definitely happy. Like, it makes me want to put on Pharrell's song Happy. Like, yes. I feel like they could walk to that, because when she walks in that orange skirt, it's just like, I want to wear that skirt.
I feel like they could walk to it, but not the girl in the middle.
Oh, no. She's needs, like,
sassy.
doom and gloom.
No. Or, yeah, she needs, like electro.
Like Jessie J or something.
Yes. Got a body like a Cadillac.
Yeah, something.
I'm not a singer, but that.
Yeah, so Sean, I feel like out of everybody, Sean, you know, is the most ahead at this point.
He didn't have to change anything.
No.
This is all very professional looking. It looks like part of a show that would fit into the rest of Fashion Week for me.
The only thing was Nina was asking, is there fringe in everything? And he was like, well.
Yeah, she's like, how much is there? He's like, enough.
Yeah.
Enough.
So we'll see when his whole collection comes down. Mm-hmm. But I think he might have to rework a piece or two. That's what he was saying.
But you know what? From season to season, designers do have inspiration, and sometimes fringe might just speak to Sean. Right. And it's like, you can do a lot of it. But you know, when you're more familiar with the designer, it's kind of like you expect that to be a statement every season. But
well, and even the white dress, the way that he draped it, it's almost like a thick, chunky fringe. Yes. Like, that's kind of what I thought about it.
Oh, yeah. The way the side of it looks is almost like a fringe.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, moving on to Char's looks.
From classy to trashy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but no, and maybe. That's how I feel.
Well, even Heidi said, she's like, okay, this girl is going to the resort, this girl's going to a cocktail party, and this girl, we don't even know where she's going, but she's going to be sporty. You know, I think she just doesn't understand cohesion well.
Right, and I think that when you show a collection, it needs to feel like it's all in the same, like, period of time. Like, when you show for spring, you're thinking that this woman could wear this for that season.
Right. Like, she's going to go to the beach, and then she's going to go, you know, to brunch, and then she can go here and there.
And she can go to the gala.
Yeah. And that's the finale piece. Yes. You know, when you go to the yacht club and everybody's hanging out there.
Or if you're like the mother of the bride and you want to upstage the bride. Anyway.
Which you should never do.
No. But
you just got married.
I know. It's on my mind, and my mom was so beautiful. Anyway.
Hi, Mom. But yeah, I put gauzy glam because that top looked like it was just gauze wrapped around and gauze god awful.
Oh my God! It looks like she just got her boobs done.
And they're trying to strap.
They're trying to wrap her up.
Yeah.
Oh, girl.
Yeah, and the styling they said was terrible.
It was mostly because they had these kind of, well, the first and the third look I felt were the best. And they're more of a young attitude. And they have such a severe slick back hair and these black heels that go up, like they kind of cover the ankle. And it would be so much better with a nude heel.
I feel like it's like Kardashian chic.
Do those two words go together?
Well, that's it. The oxymoron of it all is...
Okay.
That's why they said, look two, it's got to go.
Well, this is what I really felt about this. The first one could be cute, but it looks like it would belong in a store where it was $39.99.
Yep.
And that is actually a great place to be as a designer. Why not design for that? But this is not really the time or the place. It's not what we're expecting to see. So to me, it looked a little cheap. And I thought, how can she cheapen the fabric from Italy that much?
Right? Like $1,000 fabric. And it looks like it...
$40.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It looks really, really cheap. And the print was so beautiful, it was kind of a shame.
It was, because she could have made a beautiful dress.
And this look in the middle, it looks like something from the first episode of a season of Project Runway that would get sent home for being too boring.
Yep.
And this year, it's like she's going to the finale, and this is one of the dresses that she creates, so I was really surprised. The one I was the most excited about was the last one, and I think on any other season, it would just be like, okay. But this sporty girl, I wanted to see a whole collection of where she could go with this, because I'm interested and intrigued by that, because there's a big market for the yoga girl, and not only with yoga pants, but what is she going to wear to and from? Lululemon has a whole to and from line now.
Yeah, but Lululemon doesn't show at New York Fashion Week.
No, but they could. They're on that level, and
they could. But that's not what she... Look at how different all of her people are.
This is not the same woman, and it's not the same season, and it's not the same TV show anymore, I have to say.
Yeah. So, sorry, Char, but...
No, you
have a lot of work ahead
Char
of you.
has an amazing personality, and we love her as a person, but as a designer, it's not on the same page.
No, she's just not there yet. She hasn't figured out how to get herself into her clothes, and that's what they all told her. There needs to be more Char.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, so lastly we have Kini's looks.
Oh,
and
no.
They are just a dreadful denim. Oh
my God. It's
like grandma's garbage.
Oh, yes. And it's like a bad catalog from the 90s. Nothing wrong with the 90s, but it's like Spiegel and Cachet and what
was it? Casual Corner
and Dress Barn and
why is that jacket
Chico's.
Like that? Chico's. Yeah, I mean, every piece was awful.
What we're saying is, this is what people wear that are of a certain age. It's kind of matronly.
It's matronly and it's overworked.
But
why does it need to be that?
Well, and who that's older wants to look older? Nobody. Everybody wants to look younger. This is making people look 10 years older instead.
And it's sad because the two tops are cute. If you put those, the white top is really cute and the other top is cute. The jacket is atrocious. It is why would you want that much shoulder? Are you trying to fly away?
The jacket looks like a costume for a villain.
It does.
Here she comes down the runway. Watch out.
Yeah, it's just awful. And I think this really shows Kini's taste level.
And I'm happy. I'm so grateful that the judges didn't start going gaga over things, because it's kind of thank God they had the nerve to say, Kini, this is old lady. This is not you. What are you doing?
But it is him. That's what he's been designing all season.
And it's kind of like that challenge when Kini made the denim jacket, but then he made this weird white top. And the weird skirt that had way too much of the little things going on, and it was overdone.
Oh.
And they were trying to tell him, be simpler.
That was like just last week.
Yeah, like
it?
last week or the week before. And I don't remember what even the challenge was, but it was just so shocking that he had this cool coat and this
awful outfit underneath. Yeah, because he had that like really simple white top, and yeah, that was when Shay Mitchell was there. And then he had this skirt that was like this, like it could have been that skirt, and it was horrible.
It's like were the judges not clear enough saying that needs to go? The coat we like. It's like he didn't process it, like he didn't get it.
No. And so that's where his biggest hiccup is going to be,
and
because
here's
Fashion Week's tomorrow.
What's Rome about this at all? Nothing.
Nothing.
Maybe the white top could be an Italian lady.
I really like the white top, like with some like really skinny jeans or skinny pants.
Perfectly tailored black pants.
Tuxedo pants.
But with, it's like that brocade silk.
Ooh, that would be beautiful.
Yes.
And you would like turn heads when you walked in.
With the front pleat.
Yeah.
I can already see it.
But this denim with like, I mean, it almost looks like the Little Mermaid dress when she just like ties different like belts around her.
When she first got her legs and she's on the beach.
Exactly. Because like who wants to taper that part of your hip off?
That first skirt, I think, is even worse than that coat, if there is such a thing. Because it just is, I don't understand. It's all, yes, it's like the ropes are around her hips.
But then look at the purse in the middle. Like, nobody's going to walk around with that purse. What is this, a catalog shoe?
Second of all, when you are on a runway holding a purse, it's bad form to carry it on your elbow like that, because it just starts to look like you're like a character instead of like, it's always better to just either, like if it's a short strap, carry it down by your side. Or if it has, a longer strap, you either kind of carry it on you or even like hold
effortlessly.
It. Yeah.
Like this looks like, oh, I'm carrying this huge load.
I cannot deal with shopping today anymore.
I'm going to go back to Park Avenue.
I'm going to go back to Park Avenue to my penthouse.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, all right, this is not Real Housewives of New York or New Jersey, okay?
Yeah, so that kind of wraps it up because nobody got eliminated.
No.
Kini started crying because they basically were like, you need to redo your entire collection because all of it sucks.
And, I mean, I guess what we have to bring out of this episode is I really hope that they wow us for the finale, but how can we say that? We've already seen the pictures.
We have. I'm really excited, though, because I want to see it
moving. And you know what else? It's different. There's people that watch Project Runway that are the purists. They don't want to know anything in advance. And then there's people like me that have to know everything. So I already looked it up. But I have to say that there are really two people that it comes down to, in my opinion. So I guess we can get to our predictions.
Dun, dun, dun.
Perhaps. I predict that we'll have predictions.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ TV predictions.
I love this music. It's very Halloween-y, isn't it?
It is Halloween-y.
Okay, so I think it will come down to Sean and Amanda.
Me too.
We agree.
It's a consensus. But, I mean, yeah, unless Kini, like, is a miracle worker, it's got to be down to those two. And I really think it'll be Sean because he just has more of a fun, unique collection, whereas Amanda, I feel like she can go design for free people for the rest of her life, and
that would be an incredible life.
And that would be great. Yeah. Or, like that's her thing. But I feel like Sean is the innovator. So
Sean is more high fashion and Amanda is more ready to wear.
Yeah.
So it's going to come down to the judges, how they feel about it, like emotionally, and what they connect to, because they're both so well made and come from great ideas and a great creative place.
Yeah.
Kini, I feel that he is so talented with the construction, and he would be a great collaborator, and he could go work for any line and create incredible pieces based on what the designer needs. So I think he would be sort of one of those people that would be a good a good partner, but I don't know about his design philosophy.
Man. Yeah, he's not. Yeah. He doesn't have all the designs.
Okay, I would have to agree.
But he can construct like nobody's business.
And nobody, you know, appreciates someone on a reality show like Char as much as me, because I'm like, wow, she's like a really good person. She's on a reality TV show, but she's not letting it faze her. And that's great. But the clothes aren't speaking that.
No, sorry, Char, but you're just not going to be the winner.
And it's like, you know, Tim, I kind of don't like the Tim Gunn save, because it's just like, I just have to save someone. We're going to put them in the finale. And it's like, this is actually bad for them, because then they're going to think that they're at a different place than they are. It's better for the judges to be honest and say, you're not ready to show.
Yeah, but I mean, they've brought people back before. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
And you never know. She could make some little changes before the show, but we've seen that she does not.
No. So that about wraps it up. Next week is the finale, and hopefully we'll have everybody back.
Yes.
Steph and Michelle, full panel. And well, that'll be that.
Yes.
So, Amina, where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at The Runway Queen.
And you guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Virginia Reyna. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We can't wait to see you all next week. Have a good night.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.